Grand Reborn, and salute to the real ones, man. And welcome to another episode of Soulviews. I am your host, the Advocate, aka Bruce Leon. And today, man, I got a special guest with me, man. This guy is definitely like the embodiment of a magician and an alchemist. And I believe he has so much wisdom that I need to soak up, and hopefully you guys can soak up as well. But I got none other than the mentor in the building, y'all. I got the Water Alchemist in the building, man. Salute, bro, and welcome to Soulviews, man.
You're incredibly generous. Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform, and I like what you're doing. Salute to you.
Well, I appreciate that, man. And let's start out like this, Alchemist. So you've been on this journey for a while. How did you come to this path of understanding and searching for the truth? What are some of the things that happened to you in your life that led you on this path?
Pain. Pain, making horrible mistakes, surrounding myself with narcissists, even though I was an empath. And then I discovered the Necronomicon, and that really got me on my way.
You say pain. That's tough right there. So how was you able to, like your name says, to be an alchemist with that pain? What did it bring you? You know what I'm saying? Like, did it take you to a place of understanding the pain?
It took me to the darkest levels, because this is what I will say. When you're an empath, here's how it works for an empath.
Okay.
Is that you're loyal to people who don't deserve your loyalty, and you don't get over things, but you get through it. So with that said, is that, you know, some people don't deserve that love, but you still give it to them anyway, because it's something in you. So when I started really doing this, I had to understand that you're never necessarily going to get over certain things, but you prod on, you get through it, and then you learn to live in the moment, because that's what alchemy is self-transformation, and it's also dealing with introspection.
Man, that's good, man. That's good. So let me ask you this, because when we're on this path of understanding, and like you said, the self-transformation, you know, what I tend to experience is, you know, these click moments that I like to say, and people call them breakthroughs, but it's moments when you really truly understand from a soul's perspective, I would say, of the things that you've been studying and seeing, you know, and it all starts to make sense mentally. You know, how do you deal with that understanding? How do you deal with those click moments personally?
How you deal with those click moments is that you be patient, and when you have a breakthrough, guess who gives you the breakthrough? Toxic people. A toxic girlfriend, a toxic boyfriend, or even when your mother and your father, when they can't own up to their mistakes, that's when you have a breakthrough. That's your so-called aha moment.
Come on, man. You talking. There you go. Man, that's powerful, bro. That's powerful, because that's like you saying, they basically a reflection of that.
Because
it hurts.
It hurts. It hurts because when you deal with magic and alchemy, you cannot evade pain. And depending on when your mother or your father was born, they don't believe in apologies. They don't believe in that. Their whole thing is that they do say sorry, it's a backhanded apology.
Right.
Well, yeah, I did that, but this is what you did. And, you know, like I said, when you really start this journey, it's a metaphysical marathon, not a spiritual sprint.
Facts. And you brought up magic. You know, in your own definition, in your own terms, what is magic and how can we utilize it?
Okay, here is what magic is. Magic juxtaposed to alchemy not only is transformation of the will, but it's also controlling the environment around you. Now, let's put magic next to ritual. Ritual is when you get into certain ambiances, when you put on a certain mask, when you dress up and look a certain way. That's ritual because it's supposed to be attractive to your psychology.
Okay.
Magic is the true magician, and I'm gonna let the audience know a true magician is someone that doesn't need a lot of tools, because the greatest toolkit is within. That's it. That's the that's it. So the whole thing is, and you have to understand certain things, correspondences like waxing. That's when you want to bring the waxing moon. The moon deals with the inner will and the emotions. So what you want to do with the waxing moon is, this is bringing things in, whether it be the new moon, waxing, or the full. When it's waning, you want to get rid of things. What do you want to get rid of? Toxic people, bad habits, things that are holding you back. So when you understand that there's levels and there's tiers to this, this is where you can excel. But if you are an empath, and this is especially important for earth and water signs, listen to me. If you are a Taurus or Virgo or a Capricorn or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you are loyal to people that don't even deserve
it. Say that again, bro.
You are loyal to people that don't even deserve it. And who water and earth signs attract are narcissists. See, here's how a narcissist works. And this can, and I want people to understand this, is that this is what holds a person back from practicing magic if they're earth or water sign. Because when the narcissist comes in, they're the greatest thing ever. You bring them around your parents, your kids, and they're great. They're dynamic. And then after 6 or 8 months, all of a sudden, nothing you do can be right. But yet you keep looking for that emotional high. You keep looking for it.
Right.
With fire signs, whether, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, with them, here's how it works with Sagittarius. Okay. Because I'm a numerologist and an astrologer and a practitioner of the dark arts. How it works with a fire sign, Sagittarius, foot and mouth disease. They'll say what they think, and they think it's no reprisal for that. With a Virgo, a Virgo records everything. They record everything. And a Cancer, you said to them, Cancer is a cardinal sign. So the thing is, okay, I'm never going to forget this slight. Aries wants to lead, but one thing about Aries, you have to put that with their moon sign. Because one thing about Aries, you have a lot of posers. Oh, I'm an Aries, I want to lead. In the words of, Cup, in the G1 series of the Transformers, leadership is a heavy burden. People want to lead, but they want to not so much lead, they want to give orders.
Okay.
And then with the air sign, they intellectualize anything. Here's the problem when you're practicing magic and self-transformation alchemy. And the ancient one said this in Doctor Strange, your intellect is only taking you so far.
Come on.
So the key to magic, which has a feminine energy, if you want to excel at magic and alchemy, you have to suspend the intellect. You have to suspend it. That's it. And one thing about it, when you are dealing with magic, what spirits will do, demons or angels, they will bring pain and adversity in your life because they want to see what you're made out of.
Okay.
And you're not going to get over anything. They just want to see if you have the testicular fortitude to get through
it. So it's a test.
Absolutely. In 1999, Keanu Reeves and, Al Pacino, the secretary towards the end, what did she say? She told his wife, said, "Oh, so this is a test." He said, "Isn't everything?"
that part, man.
Isn't everything? Everything's
Isn't everything? Right. Wow. You know what? That brings up a great question for me, man. You're saying so much powerful information, and I appreciate that. But let's
I appreciate you having me here.
Man, it's all good. This is good right here. And where my mind is going right now, because you brought up a few things I want to touch on. So we talked about the demons and the angels, right? And then we also talked about these movie references. So I'm big on entertainment, as far as, getting my synchronicities, getting my signs and symbols from music, movies, art, everything like that, right? So what is the importance of movies for us who are on this path of understanding the truth? What can we take away from movies versus the average human with the intellect that is thinking, just for entertainment purposes? What are they really trying to show us with these movies?
Don't practice magic.
Come on.
That's the purpose of it. The purpose is that don't practice it because it will go sideways. Don't believe me? Okay. When did The Craft come out? With Nev Campbell, 1996.
Right.
You had The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp.
Right. Deep.
1999. And you have May the 6th, 2022, Doctor Strange, the multiverse. And Stephen Hawking is a proponent of the multiverse. But if you study comic books, and comic books will give you more truth than any so-called news network. The whole purpose is to discourage you from practicing something that can liberate you. Let's do an exercise.
Come on.
You don't have to give me your day. If just indulge me for a minute.
I got you.
When is your day of birth and your month?
So I'm January 9th.
So you're a Capricorn, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here's the thing with Capricorns. Capricorns, this is what they detest. Betrayal. Don't lie to a Capricorn. Listen up, ladies. Don't lie to a Capricorn. You lie to a Capricorn, what they do is that their rage will bubble. So how do you boil a frog? You cook it, incrementally. You turn the boil up slowly but surely. Now, Capricorns are good with what? Money, and also not only that, Taurus and Capricorn attract money, but also Capricorn is linked to who? Baphomet and Satan. And who is that linked to? Also is linked to Saturn.
Yes, sir.
And what does that deal with? Freedom, but freedom with responsibility and illumination, the light.
Come on, man.
So
you ain't lying either.
So the whole thing is a Capricorn is like, let me lead. Let me do it for a minute. Let me show you how it's done.
So what's the flip side to that?
The flip side
what do we got to work on?
The flip side is that even great plans could fail. Here's the flip side: LeBron James and Russell Westbrook, because LeBron's a Capricorn.
Yes, sir.
That's the flip side. On this journey, never think that you totally have it figured out, because when you think it's totally figured out, there's no ascension. Without no ascension, there's no purpose. Purpose always keeps you on your toes.
Man, that's fire. That's
and
fire.
and Earth, this is a third dimensional reality. So who could you work with if you're Earth sign? Well, who could I work with if I'm Earth sign? King Paimon from Morocco, who's also one of the kings for the Jinn. So you want to work with Earth energy, you can work with King Paimon. His element is Earth. Earth is about grounding you.
Okay, so when you say that, and when you say we can work with these energies, right? And we can do that. What are some of the things that we can do as far as just on topic what we were talking about right now, just with a Capricorn, with an Earth energy? What are some of the things that we can utilize to work with those energies?
What you can do, and this is why people don't excel at transformation, stop listening to Abrahamic religions that have affected your parents. Because anytime, here's the thing, change and transformation hurts. So every time you're trying to make that jump, guess what? Your parents or so-called toxic immediate circle will do an intervention. You're changing, you're different. This is to discourage you. Here's how it works in life. And you can apply this to magic. Two things that people are afraid of: people that they don't have an understanding of, and people that they can never be.
Wow, boy, say that again. Come on.
So people that you can never understand and people you can never be. That's never going to change, ever. It doesn't matter about the zeitgeist or living the spirit of the times. If I don't understand you, let alone if I can't become you and acquire that which you have, I hate you.
That's deep. That's powerful, man. That's deep. You know what I'm saying? I think there's levels to that understanding as well, man. But
it's levels that, because the whole thing is anytime you change and you transform, if you're an empath, which means that you feel, you don't, two things. You want to share information with people, which is qualitative, and you don't want to leave anybody behind. I will say this: everybody that comes here, some people that come here, their mission is very different than yours. Some people come here and, okay, I want to live in darkness. I want to be a slave. Again, look at the Matrix. Hey, when I come back, I want a nice porterhouse steak. I want to be in this condo, and then,
right.
And people are like, well, how? You don't want that? I'm gonna say something to this. And again, utmost respect to you. It's like Malcolm X has said to me. He was an ascending master. He's the ascending master. Because look at Malcolm X, dead at 39. Martin Luther King, 39. Medgar Evers, 39. There are no coincidences.
Mm.
And what does number 3 deal with in numerology? And this can be Chaldean or Pythagorean. Creativity. What did Dr. Strange say to Mordo? He said, you lack imagination. But what does the school system, what's one of the first things they want to stamp out? Creativity and imagination. But yet, what do you have to take if you go to a community college? You have to take philosophy. Why? Because this teaches you how to think outside the box. Is that not juxtaposed with creativity?
Right.
So, for all the people that's listening, let's say that you want to work with certain daemons that are good for beginners. Lucifer, air. King Paimon, earth. That's another one you can work with. Belial is revolutionary. You can work with Belial. Belial is, his element is earth. So let's go over particular numbers and synchronicities. Belial would be 111. If you work with Lilith, who is from Samaria, that would be 222. If it's Leviathan, which is water, that is 333. If you see 999, that's Lucifer. So that's for the listening audience. And remember, if you see a movie called End of Days with Gabriel Byrne and Arnold Schwarzenegger, 999. They'll give you just enough for the truth and then they'll cancel it. Don't believe me? There was a show called Midnight Texas. Look that up, Midnight Texas. And like I said, by you being a Capricorn, the thing is that you have a middle ground doesn't come in with you. Let's do your metaphysics.
Okay.
Listen, audience, listen up. With you, it's like either you with me and you're going to help me fulfill my purpose, or you're in the way. One.
Facts.
So the goat. What does the goat do? It charges his head, even if it can meet defeat.
300.
And then also, the one thing that there's rules for you and there's rules to them, but one thing that you are diametrically opposed to is if we at a crossroads in our relationship, come to me like a soldier and don't cheat. Correct or incorrect?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to run it through you.
So correct. Yeah, and what I believe is that what you're saying is all facts. And one of the things with myself that I try to, let's say, ascend basically to certain levels of understanding is how, and I guess it's like a personal challenge for myself, man, is that I try to go outside of the, I try to go outside of the box of these modalities that I utilize as ingredients.
Tell you who to work with besides King Paimon, because you're artistic and you love music. Besides King Paimon, work with Phoenix from the Goetia.
Okay, what's that name again?
PHE Venus, NIX, Venus from the Goetia.
Okay.
So that's how you do that. And you coming from that. And like I said, when people want to do this, what holds people back, like I said again, get out your own way. Get out your own way. Don't get caught up if I'm doing this right or this, that, and the other. And here's some keys you want to succeed in magic and alchemy. don't do magic when you high. I don't have nothing to say about if you smoke marijuana or drink wine. King Paimon like marijuana. He does. Okay. And wine. Lucifer likes wine. Let's say if you want to work with Inky from the Necronomicon, he if you want to offer him something, he likes beer and he likes fish. And let's say that you want to work with Santa Morte. Santa Morte likes Coca-Cola, loose change, cigarettes. She likes that. If you here's something for the family. Let's say you're going through a situation, whether it be hoodoo and conjure or voodoo, and you want to get your petition heard. Go to a crossroads, and before you go to it, make sure you bake a sweet potato and you put brown sugar and palm oil, not palm kernel oil, palm oil. You take it and you leave it at a crossroads, and you ask Alegua, Alegba, Papa Legba to carry this petition to the other Aloha or Orisha. He will do that. If you want to do something for Anubis likes beer, but Anubis, if you really want to get Anubis or Ampu on your good side, Anubis likes rum. So that will help a lot.
Okay, that's fire, man. Appreciate that. So the family, take a listen. You know what I'm saying? Utilize these things, you know, that can definitely help you out. So what I want to ask you too, Water Alchemist, is that, you know, along this journey, man, because one thing that you said that I thought was really powerful is get out your own way, you know, and to me, that's like a form of detachment. So how do you deal with that personally, bro?
I deal with everything in the moment, because one thing about it is that when we're doing this work, we think about all the people that we did so much for and how they betrayed us. Look, that's human.
Right.
Okay, I gave you money and I took a loss messing with you. Or you helped your mother pay your bills, or you helped your father do something, but then when you needed your father, especially when it came not only you, but if you have a child, they wasn't there. So you have to live in the principle of the now. And I'm not saying that it's easy, but you got to live in the principle of now, because here's the thing, and I'm going to say something, listening audience, hear me now, believe me later. A lot of parents who are bitter and broken, they don't want you to be happy. I'm sorry. I just got to be forthcoming. They don't want you to be. They don't want you to be happy. So if you're trying to practice magic, this is what you need to do. A good exercise. When you're writing something, draw a picture next to it. Keep all your stuff and your tools hidden away. Because what's going to end up happening is that they're like, why you getting all this stuff? Why are you this? Why are you that? You have certain parents that if they don't understand, what they're going to do. If they don't understand or they're not accepting, there is going to be problems.
Right.
So we're going to take how we're going to use you as a template. So what should you do? The advocate. Okay. work with King Paimon. Why should we work with King Paimon? Because his powers of persuasion. He can help you at work if you want to raise. And what else? He's a king from Morocco. And what else? What is his colors? Oh, his colors are black and navy blue. What is his incense? His incense is frankincense. He is good with beginners. So let's say you do something where there's a full new moon or waxing, hey, King Pain, I'll do this. And one thing that people gotta know, your appreciation and your energy is an offering.
You got to say that again, bro. Say that again.
Your appreciation and just your energy is an offering. Passion is great. So you do that, he'll be like, oh, okay. I want to excel at, being charismatic and the media and the graphic arts, being a great speaker. King Paimon, that's who you work with.
That's powerful.
And one thing about when again, people hold themselves back because they're like, am I doing it right? What do I do? And then the religious indoctrination, because this is how I work. I lived in Harlem, New York. I love Harlem. I will love it till I leave this planet. Look what you got there. You have the Hebrew Israelites, the Moorish Science Temple, the Muslims, the RBG community, and the metaphysical community. Everybody's jockeying for position. And it's always been like that. It was like that when Malcolm X was there, James Lawson, Carlos Cooks, Ed Porkchop Davis. I know my Harlem history. Queen Mother Moore. So it was always like that. But the thing is that you have to have adaptability. You always have to have that. If you cannot adapt, but keep the quintessence of your principles, this is how you beat your demise. So how do you not come back here? I'm so glad you asked. You want to know how you don't come back here besides doing the work in alchemy and self-transformation? When I channeled Bruce Lee, he told me, Bruce Lee said, live an extraordinary life. A lot of people don't know Bruce Lee was an atheist. He did an interview in America. The movie was called Return of the Dragon. In Hong Kong, it was Way of the Dragon, where he battled Chuck Norris at the Coliseum. You don't want to come back, live an extraordinary life. That is one of your keys.
That's powerful, man. Whew. Bruce was on it, man. He was definitely on it.
I mean, if you do your research in Google Images, he had on a long sleeve t-shirt, long sleeve shirt, where the key was on there. This is what people don't know about the key of the so-called Ankh. That unlocks the gateway to different energies. You think that all these things is coming up a multiverse by accident? No, to the contrary. Like, I'm gonna take me for example. I'm going to use myself as a template. Right? I teach magic. I love teaching it. But in another reality, I may be rich. In another reality, I could be a pauper. I could be homeless and, I don't know, begging for, enough money to get something from Taco Bell. If you ever want to see something about the multiverse and people missed it, you can see Hot Tub Time Machine.
Classic.
If multiverse. Because remember, a lot of people don't know this about the actor, uh, who the African American actor. He has a master's degree. He taught music in high school,
Mm.
and he does the Pizza Hut commercial now. But he's accomplished. But look at what his life was. Oh, he was using his name and mocking him. People, this is how it works with people. You have to not suffer from delusions of grandeur, because anyone can always become what they despise. Look at Married with Children. Al Bundy had a dysfunctional family, but every now and again he would always talk about those 4 touchdowns in a single game when he was a senior.
Right. That's true.
Oh, I scored 4 touchdowns in a single game. Yeah. And I'm saying that as a segue from my other point. You can't suffer from that because your powers can be stripped from you. But here's the other thing. A lot of people, when you deal with the Akashic Records, the mistake that people make, oh, I was a king and queen in Egypt. Oh, I did this in Ghana. Or I was, a druid, or I was with the Morrigan and Ireland and all that. What does that have to do with now? Here's how the Akashic Records work. They're going to show you just enough information where you can apply that to the now. That's it. That's all they're going to do. Who are some of the people that can take you to the Akashic Records? That's an easy one. Anubis, Thoth, and you also have Lilith, Anana, and Hecate. They can take you there, as well as Archangel Michael, Gabriel, Raziel, and Metatron. And that's just off the top of my head.
So they're gonna basically give us the ingredients that we need right now for this lifetime.
Yeah. And the whole thing, they just gonna give you that how you put your gumbo together, or your so-called spiritual chicken pot pie. That's entirely up to you.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So let me ask you this. What is this energy behind the so-called metaverse that's coming up right now? Because I know we touched on the multiverse. Is that the same thing? And what is spirit trying to show us with this?
What they're trying to show you is that this is a time of revolution. This is a time of revolution, and no matter how much you have these great dynamic plans, what you believe is going to be put to the test. Period. And then you have tricksters involved. Let's see, for the Native Americans, Coyote. You have Eshu from the Yoruba. You have Kintu from so-called Moni Motapa or South Africa. So they're going to teach you lessons, but they'll manipulate you. So here's the thing. What it all comes down to is that don't be about it, talk about it. Everybody's tough until they're about to lose their job.
Facts.
Everybody is tough until, like, when your woman say, you know what, I think we should see other people.
Facts.
If you look at it on BBC, they were doing about how a lot of people across the racial and ethnic board were quitting their jobs. But why? They're quitting their jobs not because they don't want to work, contrary to what networks say. They're leaving their jobs because I'm not making ends meet and I'm being disrespected. And what else is through the roof? Prescription drug usage. And where did this happen? If you look at it, how do you get into the White House? You're not going to get in the White House unless you go through APAC and Goldman Sachs. You're not going to get in the office like that. And I'm going to say something else because, and I want my men to listen up to this. I'm going to say something that isn't very popular, but it needs to be said. You have to be very careful when you're moving with the energy of the woman, because we're living in times of Kali. Kali deals with destruction. So where am I going with this? Where I'm going with this is that the two things that have become a weapon is disability and child support.
Come on.
That has become a weapon. We can look at the case with Brittany Renner. So the thing is, yes, I'm for the family, but you have to understand, in order for all this to go according to plan, the family must be destroyed. Whatever, if you choose monogamy or polygamy, because people say, oh, polygamy is the natural state of the Black man. Well, here's the problem. You ain't did your research. If you can't take care of you, how you going to take care of another woman? And, and monogamy also was in Africa. You ain't did your research. So we have to understand sexuality, sexual preference has become a weapon.
Wow. Yeah, we have to understand that. Woo.
Yeah, that's become a weapon. Like, people have said, well, like someone posed to me, well, why? Well, if this is going on, why don't angels and demons step up? No, you say you God, you step up.
Right.
That's what you say. That's your blueprint. You God. Nah, you not God. You think you God because you got melanin. They ain't enough.
That ain't enough.
Nah, the whole thing is, okay, plants have melanin too. So do animals. Step up. This whole feel good stuff, and I get it. It feels good. But give it a while.
Give it a while. Woo. Just give it a while. You'll see it change.
Give it a while. It won't feel so good no more. But man, because I know people that started out trying to practice magic and do all this, and what happened? Things didn't go their way. Then they was doing salat. It was all praises due to Allah. Or some of them went so far as running back to the Kingdom Hall.
But you know what? That's interesting though, bro. When we talk about this and the things that you're saying, explain to me and for the people listening, because I think a lot of things that you're saying is powerful, but our perception and our understanding, like you said, with these dogma religions and things of that nature, how we seem to like repress from the word darkness or anything that's Black or anything that has to deal with darkness.
Because the whole
explain
thing
it to them how important it is. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, go ahead and explain it to them, like how.
When you talk about go witchcraft, it's about love and light, right? What comes out of light? Darkness. And even if you really study, whether it be the Enuma Elish and the Babylon, or even if you're dealing with the Titans preceded the gods. Cronus knew that his end was going to come, so he was devouring all his children. The point that I'm trying to make is, out of darkness comes light. That's it. Out of darkness comes light. And that's what people don't understand. Let's put it on the human level. What makes you a better man? When a woman that you did wrong, and then you went through all this hardship, and then what? You evolved.
Right.
I cheated on, I put my hands on, I did this, but then it took for you to get locked up. Another woman did you like this, and then you what? You changed.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it like that. Or hey, we need you to come in, I work such and such. Nah, I got a flat tire. You didn't have a flat tire. You just wanted to go to a hip hop concert. Shoot, wasn't nothing wrong with your vehicle. You just wanted to go to the hip hop concert, and you start evolving. The only thing is that people have to always be aware. You can become two things. That you can become something that you despise, and then never forget where you come from. Because as DMX said on DJ Clue's tape, never forget where you come from. Someone will remind you. So every time you forget where you come from, you get reminded.
That's powerful.
And then you get humbled. We see this, and this goes back to my initial point about people will hate you for what they can't be. How many times have we seen, for those who are a sports enthusiast, oh, he's the bum, he's this, he's that. Okay, how many bums you know that win 4 championships with 3 different teams and have 4 MVPs?
Right.
I mean, I'm gonna say it's not LeBron's fault. He's 6'9" and 260.
Right.
That's not his fault, because you have it where artificial intelligence is taking over. I seen a woman that say, I want a man that's 6'9", like LeBron, and he won't cheat on me. She was willing to settle for a Reebok or a robot. That should disturb you.
Wow.
That should
That's
disturb
crazy.
you.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Wow.
You should be like, wait a minute, we done fell off like that, and you're seeing it right. You've been seeing.
That's crazy.
Because,
but you know what? Hold on, Water. Because what you saying is powerful. But you brought something up. You brought up AI, and I was thinking, man, like I was thinking like last week, man, this whole understanding of artificial intelligence, right? And I'm just thinking it from the standpoint of us being human beings, right? So, when we were born, we have this intelligence, right? And we're learning our bodies, we're learning, we're learning our environment, and we're growing up, and then we're doing school, and then they're gauging us on our intelligence level, right? But then we get on this path that we're on right now, where it's awareness. We're conscious, right? And being conscious is a totally different element. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're now aware of yourself, right? So you start doing things different. You start eating different. You start thinking different, right? So you're a totally different entity. And that's how I started perceiving this AI. So I no longer call it AI. I call it AC. And AC is an artificial consciousness. All right. So it's now aware of itself, bro. And it is mimicking the mind of the creator of the gods. It's mimicking that. So we believe that is somewhat in control because that's what it's doing. But do you understand the concept of an AC? You know what I'm saying? An artificial consciousness, because now that's what it's doing. So it's kind of reminds me of like iRobot or the Matrix, like think about, or Eagle Eye. You know what I'm saying? Like we always believe that this stuff is in the future and it's not going to happen, but it's already happening, bro. From my perspective, if you take a look at iRobot, you remember that who was the one behind that whole situation of controlling those bots? It was Vicky. You know what I'm saying? And Eagle Eye, who was the one that was trying to, to get the masculine and the feminine together to pull this job? It was the AC. It was the artificial consciousness. And I think that, you know, we get shown even in the Matrix, bro. You know what I'm saying? Who was the ones when Neo went to the real world? And that's what he told him. What Morpheus told him, like, we don't pull anybody out that's typically your age because it's hard for them to let it go. So when he went to the real world wasn't shit like he thought it was. You know what I'm saying? And then he started to see who was controlling that world. It was the AC, man. It was the artificial intelligence. It was the technology. You know what I'm saying? But that's a big thing to me. And I feel like if we really understood what's going on with this whole AI AC thing, you know what I'm saying, we'll take a different perspective on this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But what you think about that?
Well, this is what I think. When you deal with WandaVision, Wanda Maximoff is technically a goddess, but who was she married to? Vision.
Come on, man. Vision.
Vision is artificial intelligence created by who? Ultron. Ultron. Ooh. Oh, he was created by Tony Stark. No, he wasn't. He was created by Henry or Hank Pym, who was schizophrenic and mentally ill. And guess who he was? Oh, that's right. Ant-Man, Giant Man, Yellow Jacket. That's who created Ultron. And Ultron was like, the problem is humanity. When you start trying to ascend, you cannot ignore nihilism, because there will always be a power struggle, even if you're dealing with artificial intelligence. But the thing that people have to understand is that if you want to ascend, here's the key. Use science. Don't let science use you, and be organic. That's it.
Come on.
That's it. Because remember, Scarlet Witch could defeat everybody in the Marvel Universe. Everybody. Doctor Strange included.
Yep, everybody.
But what was she driven and beaten down by? Her traumas and her pain. Right. This is why people can't ascend and go to the next level, because their trauma, their pain, and the fact that they won't forgive themselves beats them down into the ground, and they stay in the circumference of self-pity.
That's so true. That's so true. And that's what I was thinking about too, man. Like a couple weeks ago too about this. It's like, man, I don't know how old you are and you ain't got to date yourself, but I mean, I grew up in the 90s, bro. And you know, video games was very popular to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Mario, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, you know what I'm saying? But I used to love video games, right? But one thing that I always noticed that about these video games is they was from a third person's perspective, right? So I can actually see the character. For people who don't know, third person means you can see the character on the screen, you know, and you can go ahead and move around, do your thing with it, right? But then I see them started to introduce this first person shooter. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody knew about the Nintendo 64 007 GoldenEye, bro. You know, that was a popular game. And well, that was
you in the Mortal Kombat, right?
Yeah, see, I was in a Mortal Kombat. I was in the
video movie, right?
Like that. Oh yeah, of course. The movie
Robert Shue.
Man, okay, you talking about the new one, right?
No, I'm saying the original one.
Oh, the original, yeah. Yeah, I seen the original.
Lloyd Ray, what he told him, you ran away from the tournament because it was too much responsibility. Here's the thing, how it works with magic and alchemy. People talk all that tough stuff, but when it comes to them to step their game up, they figure out, like, I'm not really that dude like I thought I was. And Rain, like he told him, oh, okay, yeah, you can put your hands on me. Oh, yeah, you right. I'm just a simple beggar. And Raiden handled him. The thing is, gods and spirits will test you. Your reading your books is not enough.
Right.
That's
you gotta
not
do
enough.
it. You gotta do it.
And the whole thing is, when you do it, you have to be prepared for loss.
That part.
See, the thing is, everybody, people don't want to lose. I don't
Oh,
want it to
nobody
hurt.
wants to lose.
Yeah, I don't want to lose either, but
It shit
in
happens
order for
though.
you, the thing for you to become victorious, you gotta lose.
Mm,
You have to lose. Because
that's
people
crazy.
talk about, and like I said, you have to lose. And then sometimes you have to fly underneath people's radar. The biggest mistake that everybody make is that when they are so passionate about something, they want everyone to know. It's not up for everybody to know. It's not for everybody to know. It's for you to know who you gonna work with. And do you know this? And I'm gonna say this for all the people listening, and you want to practice hoodoo and conjuring voodoo. Stop running from Shango or Batala or Yemaya, whatever. Stop running from that. Stop running. You're gonna get tired of running. And then there are some spirits, and I can share this secret, is that when the gods and spirits see potential in you, do you know they'll get you out of certain situations? Stuff that would have got you 4 or 5 years in jail, you get out over the weekend or a month. You think that's by coincidence? You think when you was caught with somebody's man or somebody's woman, why not get shot? Because they saw something in you don't even see in yourself. And the other person, yeah, they would have got the bullet, but you didn't.
Right. That's
so
true.
And the thing is that when you're working with them, they observe you at a very young age. It could be as young from my research and teaching people, it could be as young as 6 or 7. Like y'all can have the same mother, father, but yet you just don't quite fit in with your siblings. Or your parents love you, but they just don't know how to figure you out. Like, where you really coming from? Are you going to go to the military? Are you going to go to college? Are you going to use drugs, sell drugs? Are you going to work in retail? Like, they're trying to figure you out. And then people say, well, I don't people please. That's a lie. Everyone people please until you figure out not so much who you are, but that what you want to become. Everyone people pleases. I don't want to hear no one does that. Everyone people pleases. Stop that. So it's all about what what you are aspiring to become. And once you really dedicate it and you want to become somebody, they'll help you every step of the way.
And that's powerful, man. And that's what I was saying, like with this this video game and what I was starting to observe, man, because like I said, well, by me doing my channel, bro, and doing interviews like this, man, just sitting here, I learned so much. And it was one interview, man, that I was doing with the homie Q Reeves, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. But he said something in that interview, which, yes, intellectually, I knew what he was talking about when he said observation was the key. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what he was talking about, but last year when I was going through some transformation, it really stuck with me and I was really able to observe. So when I talk about the video games in the third person perspective versus the first person perspective, it's like I see how like this newer generation, they was hooked on Call of Duty and you know what I'm saying, shit like that, Halo, where it was basically a first person's perspective. So for people who don't know what I'm talking about, it's like when you actually are the character. So you no longer see the character on the screen, you are the character. And I see how that was so popular. But one thing that I was able to do as far as with observation is that I was saying, oh, okay, I get it. So when you feel like you are the person, then you come attached to all of what that person is. But when I was playing the third person video games, I wouldn't be attached to that shit. Because if they died in the game, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, I didn't care. I knew that was a character. It wasn't me. You see what I'm saying? And I thought that was the way of spirit showing me that way of observation and how truly it is key. So when you say things like get out of your own way and, you know what I'm saying, you stopping you and not to get caught up in your traumas, I say if you view yourself from a third person perspective, bro, you will be less attached to this shit. You know what I'm saying? You will have a healthier way of balancing who you truly are. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it works for you because you have leadership ability. You didn't know how to go about it. So keep that in mind. You didn't know how to go about it.
Okay. That hits hard. That hits hard. I feel it. Yes, sir.
Because I mean, it's kind of like because they put the occult even in the cartoons. Don't believe me?
Yes, sir.
Look at Shaolin Showdown. What did Chase Young told me? You always was the one. But Omi was like, when I was trying to get people to follow me, I couldn't.
Right.
You can't force leadership. And a book that anyone can read, and I'm saying this for the listening audience, 33 Strategies of War by Robert Greene. The same Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power and the Art of Seduction. Read him. So when you doing this and that works for you, but Michael Aquino said something from the Church of Satan and Temple of Set. He said, people, the majority, they want to be led, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's how you lead, and you can't force people to follow you. You can't force them. The whole thing is, here's the key to being an effective leader and setting a template. Do something you scared of. That's it.
Say that again, bro.
Do something you scared of.
And why is that?
Because that will serve people. Hey, I was scared, I was terrified, but I stepped up to the plate. I may win or I may lose, but that's irrelevant. The point is that I was willing to do this so I could know the sky's the limit or my limitations, and then my limitations may be your sky. Simple as that.
Come on, man. That part. Woo! Powerful, bro. Powerful, man. Man, you said a lot of powerful things today, bro, and I really appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? And so we about to close it up in a minute, man, but I just want to say, first of all, man, I appreciate this conversation. This was fire to me. You know what I'm saying?
It was an honor. I couldn't wait. I've been waiting for a minute to get on here. So, I'm grateful and I'm humbled, and I hope it won't be the last time. So,
man, it definitely won't, man, if you up to it, because man, you got some gems, bro, and I really appreciate that, for real. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Tell the Soul family, man, where they can follow you, what you got going on, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the people, man.
Thank you. I teach, if you're serious, I teach magical classes. And when they say what, in a nutshell, dragon magic, Kabbalah, hoodoo and conjure, angelic, demonic. If they want to email me and they're serious, Water Alchemist 777@gmail.com. And I'm also on Water Alchemist on YouTube, as well as Alchemist Water, Instagram, and Water Alchemist on Clapper, which is an alternative to TikTok.
You say Clapper?
Clapper.
Man, I ain't never heard it. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, but I'm on YouTube. I'm on the gram, and they want to email me. Like, I do psychic readings, I do chakra readings, and past lives. So that's what they're up to, and they're really serious. I am available. and they can email me and let me help you in your journey, because this is my purpose.
Come on, man. Facts. Well, man, I could tell this is your purpose, bro, and salute to you and much love for what you're doing, man. And on
Thank
this
you
path,
so much.
much success to you, bro, on this path, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna continue to support you, and appreciate this powerful build, man, for real.
Thank you. Peace and greatness. I respect you, and thank you so much for your platform. Thank you. Continue to do great things.
Thank you, sir. All right, this has been another episode of Soulview, y'all. I'll holla. Peace.